Good morning, students. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter, electromagnetism. In the given slide, there are few appliances given. Can you tell me that what is the common factor between all these things? Yes, all these devices uses magnets. The learning outcome of this particular portion of the chapter is the students will be able to know about what is a magnet. They will be able to know about the properties of magnet and what is magnetic field. They will get a concept of the magnetic field lines or the magnetic lines of force. They will be able to trace the magnetic lines of force by a simple activity using magnetic needle. They will also be able to trace the magnetic field lines by sprinkling iron filings. They will have a knowledge about the properties of magnetic lines of force. They will be able to draw the shape of magnetic lines of force around a bar magnet, and they will be able to identify Earth as a huge magnet. What is a magnet? Magnets are rocks or metals that create an invisible field around themselves. This field attracts other magnets and certain metals. The metals which are attracted by magnet are iron, nickel, cobalt and steel. Now, what are the properties of a magnet? We all know that magnets have two types of poles. North seeking pole, that means which is pointed towards north, and south seeking pole, which is pointed towards the geographic south. The magnetic strength is the strongest at the poles of a magnet. Similar poles or like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract. Magnets attract magnetic substances like iron, steel, cobalt and nickel. The stronger a magnet, the larger will be the attractive or repulsive property. The closer together the two magnets are, the greater is the magnetic force between them. The first figure shows the directive property. That means when a magnet is freely suspended, it is pointing towards north and south direction. The poles, the second figure shows that the magnetic attraction is the strongest at poles. It is attracting magnetic substances like safety pins and office pins, which is made of steel and iron. So all these are magnetic substances. In the third figure, in the first part, we have seen that blue color shows the south pole and red color shows north pole, as because they are unlike poles, they are being attracted to each other. And in the second part of the third figure, we can see that two north poles with red color, they are repelling each other because they are like poles. Now, what is a magnetic field? The space near a magnetic body in which the magnetic forces due to the body can be detected is called magnetic field. The direction of magnetic field is usually taken to be the direction in which a north pole of the compass needle moves inside it. The direction is always pointed from north pole to south pole of a magnet. Now, what are magnetic field lines or magnetic lines of force? Magnetic field lines are visual representation of the magnetic field. This representation is useful because it gives people a way to view the invisible force or the strength of force. Magnetic field lines can be defined as imaginary closed curves along which a unit north pole will move if it is allowed to do so inside a magnetic field. Here is one experiential learning on magnetic field lines. Now we can trace the magnetic field lines around a bar magnet. What we are doing, we are placing a bar magnet at the center of a white paper and we are making an outline with a pencil. This outline is made so that during the experiment, if the magnet is tilted a little bit, we can again replace it following the outline. Now what we are doing, we are bringing one small magnetic needle near the north pole of the magnet. We'll see that the north pole of the magnetic needle will be repelled. So we are taking a pencil and putting a dot at the north pole of the magnetic needle. Now we are placing the magnetic needle in such a way that the south pole of the needle is placed on the previously made dot. Again, north pole will show us one direction. One more dot is put at the north pole and this activity is repeated. And we know that magnetic field is invisible. So we can view that it through the lines of force. So placing bits of magnetic material in a magnetic field helps us to trace its path. This is the method where we are making the dots and these dots are joined at the end to get the magnetic lines of force. We can also trace the magnetic field lines with iron filings. We know that iron is a ferromagnetic substance which are attracted by the magnet. So it aligns itself along the magnetic field lines, forming tiny magnets with north and south poles. Tiny bits of iron such as iron filings align to form a map of field lines because the north pole of one piece orients to repel the south pole of another piece and attracts its south pole. But we cannot just sprinkle the filings onto a magnet because they are attracted to it and will get stuck rather than tracing the magnetic field. So what we have to do is the iron filings are sprinkled onto the paper or plastic over a magnetic field, and what we are doing after sprinkling, we have to tap the side of the paper. So whenever we are tapping, automatically these iron filings are aligning themselves along the lines of force and making a particular type of pattern which is shown in the figures. What are the properties of magnetic field lines? Through these magnetic field lines, we are actually tracing the magnetic force from north pole to south pole of a magnet outside the magnet. Now these are closed curves. That means these lines, invisible lines, are there outside the magnet also, inside the magnet also. The distance between the lines indicates the relative strength of the magnetic field. The closer the lines are, the stronger will be the magnetic field. Magnetic field lines bunch together where the magnetic field is the strongest. Strongest magnetic field is at their poles, as we can see in the figure. These magnetic field lines are continuous. They form closed loops that indicate all the way through a magnetic material. Now we can see it is always starting from the north pole and ending at south pole outside the magnet, and it is always emerging from north pole and entering at south pole. Lines of force never intersect each other. This is one of the very important properties of lines of force. Why is it so? Because magnetic field is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. And for magnetic field lines, the tangent at any point gives the direction of magnetic field. So if we think that two magnetic lines of force intersect each other, at the intersecting point, we can geometrically draw two tangents as it is shown by the arrows. Now, if two arrows are drawn, that means two tangents are drawn, that means at that particular intersecting point, the magnetic field will be directed in two directions, which is never possible because vector has always one specific direction. So, magnetic field lines can never intersect each other. This is the shape of magnetic field lines around a bar magnet. We have to practice this diagram. Note that the arrows are always emerging from North Pole and it is entering at South Pole. Earth is a huge magnet. As we know that every magnet has directive property, that means whenever we are freely suspending one magnet or we are pivoting them on a particular support, when it is free to move, it always aligns itself in geographic north-south direction. Why is it so? Because we know that magnet is only affected by another magnet. So, a freely suspended magnet always aligns itself along geographic north-south means there is some other magnet which is controlling its alignment. So, Earth's magnetic field is mostly caused by electric currents in the liquid outer core, which is composed of conductive molten iron. Loops of currents in the constantly moving liquid iron create magnetic fields. This is actually magnetic effect of current, which we'll be learning in next class. Earth looks like a bar magnet with a north and south pole like any other magnet. Although a compass always points north, it does not point to Earth's geographic north pole, which is located at 90° north latitude as it is shown in figure. Rather, it points to Earth's magnetic north pole, which is located at about 10° apart. Earth's magnetic north pole is also located several degrees away from the geographic south pole. Here are some thought-provoking questions on the portion we have learned so far. We have to justify the statement two magnetic field lines, why they cannot intersect each other. Because magnetic field lines are the representation of the magnetic force inside a magnetic field. So at any point on the imaginary line, if we draw a tangent, the direction of that tangent will give us a direction of magnetic field. But if by chance they intersect, so in the intersecting point we can draw two tangents and the two tangents will show two different directions. But magnetic force is a vector quantity which has magnitude and it is directed in one specific particular direction. It cannot have two directions at a particular place. So what happens? That assumption was wrong. That means it can never intersect each other. Moving to the next question, a diagram is given. The magnetic field lines of the two magnets are shown in figure A and B. We have to select a figure that represents the correct pattern of field lines and we have to justify our statement. Now we have to name the poles also of the magnet. The first diagram cannot be true because in the previous question we have seen that magnetic lines of force can never intersect each other. So the second diagram is true because there is no intersecting point there. Now one more thing we have seen that from both the magnet the lines are going outwards, and we know that magnetic lines of force always emerge from north pole. So both the poles are north poles. Next question. The given magnet is divided into three parts, A, B and C. We have to name the parts where the strength of the magnetic field is maximum and minimum. The maximum strength of the magnet is obtained at its poles, which is located at the side. So A and C are the points where the strength are maximum, and at point B the strength of the magnet is minimum. And at A and C the magnetic lines of force are closely arranged. Next question, two magnets are lying side by side as shown below. We have to draw a magnetic field line between poles P and pole Q. Magnetic field lines always originates from north pole and it ends at south pole, which is shown in the figure. Now in the second part we have to say what does the degree of closeness of magnetic field lines near the poles signify. More close are the magnetic field lines, more will be the strength of the magnet. So strength of the magnet is the most at its poles. Here one link is provided. You can copy this link and paste it to the browser to see an activity from NTAB. Thank you, children.